car no abandon. The car no abandon. The car no abandon. Ready. The car no abandon. The car no abandon. The car no abandon. Brand. The car no abandon.
Bread, wachina kunyao. Ishiraka neat etiefo nyina. Ozioma ADAKABRI oribo baby.
The car no abandon.
Yesi okwai tware suo. Ena suo tware okwai. Panyin ni hwan a yebo okwai betu asuo. Ozioma ADAKABRI FRIMPONG MANSO. Wachina kunya babiewu.
Yamama Trasio. Ewie yamama ha. Yefrinit 100.9 FM so. And say ye ba mona sui. Na ena eyadwada. Ayahuma babosumi ne yewomwe. Ni da etoso aduonu enwotwe. Afi empinu aduonu ebaako. Ana abodon konso apahu miti aduonu enum. Efra mi ADAKABRI Mahmudu osioma. Na dwumadi ade bremo ye fra no. Mima nti dwumadie. Omani nti nsa me no nyina ye hwehwe se ye behunu ba bia de ye poma sibire no ye de ebekro. Na dwumadie midi chiame mi senior co character me ne te yase amansan chiame staff sergeant babna mavuo na wahunu se watena se a Harrison Ford oba bedi ne dwuma papa bie sa so na production no de ai madie nyina panyini kwadwoda me ado na esini na so na me wofa ase majero sageman obo ne chidom papa bi na technical production no social media handles ahodo ni nyina eno so de abrafrema ne mrania ne mara michi mafa na chese wono so no wototo de amayen engineering group no so de atuago ai na worker kotiako na najare na nabuaje adasankroma nso de na ne mrania ne sempro na facilities for no so big solo ai ana dada Godfrey dudu no afre ne Ubrana na fe nso Mapuna DJ Bosco na fe nso Mills nso de yesa ne mrane se tete no se no ma be ko yie ede amayen nsama ye de ben ai bomodien se bibi na kire wadwene na be WhatsApp ye ne a wo be pa 05006000909 05006000909 na yehunu de de kurai Kabine offer team ben na wo anthem started with the past tense
minim say enyom no ade arose be quiet and don't be silly. We are the famous ASO folk. We never say that.
Na eye den na nyum de atimi di past tense. What you say we be da? Brofo boni we say. Brofo boni we.
Baba brofo ni de. Say de o so wa show.
E certain mamintie biom. Certain mamintie biom.
She wenya nyum no kra. Arose. Be quiet and don't be silly. We are the famous ASO folk. We never say that.
And no malam go no omakwaje no.
Wa fasa mo na mo so mo scientific football.
Na malam go.
Omo tira mo ta. Sa ball na twamo.
Malam go we.
Scientific football no.
Malam go.
Ya gba nwura mu ball we scientific.
Ana enipa bi so akwakofa apan de o ma hugya so se apan ne yekotoko. Won se kotoko se no tie. Won se no kotoko tie.
Social media so.
I want the aye apan.
Me hu so wo de porcupine no ato.
There no nya porcupine.
En wo de anam no ahugya so.
Aha mo de ahugya so.
Se porcupine ya ho no.
Omo se sa nwum no. Eti tunu say arise my mintie so se be dia.
Baba wo to na arise yenye yi.
Wa. Start to be arose no mintie.
Arose. Be quiet and don't be silly. We are the famous ASO folk. We never say that.
So I rose. We are quiet and don't be silly. We are the famous
House of
folk.
We never
say die
until the bones are rotted.
One bones are rotted.
Debbie.
You see any one who's being cast na feed baby.
And no one say never say die until the bones
are rotted. I brought son. I brought for you. Now, what for anthem no anything.
Of woman ni anthem.
Oh, sir.
I eat that Bobby Mao, I'm at the day.
Oh, sir.
I know.
Kotoko, we need anthem.
Kotoko ni anthem.
Sir.
I'm at the day, boy. I don't think Kotoko, you better.
Sir.
I don't want a boy. Nipa Thomas. Where
Debbie.
What he has said.
In your Thomas.
Obi. I don't think Kotoko, you better.
And when you arose, no, don't be silly near the idea. And you so you can't don't be silly.
What sir, what they are bonimian in her.
Okay, one can say to Mammy.
But I don't think what the end I mean said that limit to.
Sir,
I don't think what I better. Of what was I may a die hard a bushard was a fan.
I want to.
Ay, Omuna, ya show more minded. Say, as will be there. Now come and support Titima. The late Nanedu, Abra Nanedu Tiasino. Oh, and one say Nanedu Ebusuando as a boboa. Now we're free. Cobra, are you ready? Are you ready? Listen, Nana Mary. What's I sham wa honey uncle. Now, my quadina crown, no matter Nana. And Tinanedu do one on Penua family. Now you call Ebusuando. Na of I wouldn't say baby abusua do ase bebo ba ye bekobiano edina man na na kojoko nua wo baby ya na na kojoko nua e baby ya enti wo baba no na me na na du at right with infinity na na kojoko nua nso eto aso ya tese ya support abusua do ase with yakuma and Fofia Antuata, Nanedu minim say, the mansunti or the Swiss fridge more. I don't really know. At Yame and Fanny Crency. Abusua dwarfs are born to a bontua. I tawadu. Dwarfs are abontua. What if you bem? There be Oboa. And then, okay,
I'll say, has a human. Our roots. Small croissant. So, as a medal.
Of what is saying?
Our roots are old. Be quiet and don't be seen. We are the famous house of folk. We never say die.
Of I will say, and we are rose. Be quiet and don't be seen. We are the famous house of folk. We never say die.
And also, so dear, but our roots are old.
Okay.
Be quiet and don't be seen. Okay. We are the famous house of folk. And we never say die.
Of any and no bay.
I am roots.
Of my dame modi, oh my bono, not here.
Quite a bit moment. And you mean your rose in your Aziz? Aziz Wabon. Messi Aziz Abon. No more. Oh, chaton. It is our roots.
And you are to Oba, me ya. Said the metuni. Sa pepe. But me nimu damente da kura say senate.
I will say our roots are old. It's yenchi efritete. Don't be quiet.
Our roots
are old. It's yenchi efritete.
Our roots are old.
And also be quiet.
Be quiet.
And don't be seen.
And don't be seen.
I want them to by stealth. So we are the famous hearts of oak. We never say die.
Okay.
House 11
is a mighty team.
House 11
is a mighty team.
House 11
is a mighty team.
House 11
is a mighty team. I wrote.
Hey, what's up, come you? That no. As I'm new, and I hear the enemy corrupted and no, yes, sir.
Of a yam and one. Me say wo kan.
Kasa me kura na mo me nia bi na de bae. Watingo.
Sa na tie.
Was it this? This is the lyrics of a house of folk. Our roots are old. Be quiet and don't be seen. We are the famous hearts of folk. We never say die.
Of a mesha ne de no mom beye ye tasum. One say initially now we can say.
The oak tree no. Oak tree no. Just what me say the roots no. Who's the oak tree? Who's the timi chapa?
Yeah, emuda.
So no. Into oak tree no. The roots no. Deeper and old. So no. Who's the oak tree? You mukra now say oak tree no. Who's the oak tree no? Say tree you mukra. Into me say Aziz Futa. Edi na ba yentia. Oni Langabel ana no mutu anu matete. Fabulous. Fabu. Ask.
Of how they tie, baby, I know what can west.
A whole house of folk. One kasa wamunyum no omati. Enti se si aso tia. Our roots are old. Be quiet and don't be seen. We are the famous house of folk. We never say die. And now one more so say arose. Edebe. Kabinati. Atubi. It is a house of folk who about buo krom papa. Muamon lyrics mutimi corruptness for years. I catch him Aziz me so abon. Numu enka shacho.
Asemi mom de.
I call me can repeat it arose one. Any arose you no dey adwuma. Arose. Be quiet and don't be silly. Be quiet and don't be silly. They are saying.
Well, offer mom and no cry a corrupting. But offer me nim say the nipa no send them out.
Because I want you to support a house.
Kwesi support her.
Who support a house?
Then kwesi support koto.
Oh, ni kuro mo hine den krabra me say me kan che kwesi say ma wonsi amanfuro mu biem.
Dabi
me kan ka che no okọ.
Dabi kwesi support koto.
Oh, I do one say oh.
And kwesi ka say what support koto.
Ni kuro mo hine say what say kwesi abuaje support the darling boy no. Or support to Accra House of Folk. Enti amam from yesimu nsi obiem. Mum kwesi
me pata ofre kwesi.
Mum frere pa.
Because
ni kuro hine den kraba. Say what no betra nkra ha say support house. Ashama no what na ye ntio.
Me ne na ti ha. Me ni kwesi that.
Oh darling boy be kume.
Ana kwesi si was support to ekotoko.
Oh jai.
But ya se no.
Oh wo le go nyina.
But ofa.
Oh le go nyina.
Ani da de na ya manije. Usha Samia Wuku. Kate Jemfua.
Couple.
Na Kate support house. Na Sami support Kotoko. Na woman to one lovely.
Lovely.
Na any that dear. Accra House of Folk supporters. Kumasia Santo Kotoko supporters. Omo Komportu.
Oh, but Omunya Malam goes.
Oh, of me ho. But Yambo Mabasu. On say normally adeba ko na ma meni nti Ghana bo ho eye san to kwan no board ye den ya ba ku be lusu ba ku be wini but ye kwose obi anu mo konto kwa asane ma ane that there Accra House of Folk ni Kumasi Asante Kotoko supporters ni nyina obi akonto comporto no na ofa ya se referee no a wodi ye no me man shebi but obi a bo referee na wodi match no amaso say Bamso no ne the Ghana your youngest referee or your FIFA referee. Yes, who were best at 35 with 36. Very young guy. And now on my can see any ya con no money yet there. And to be complaining or the foul no moody so, but you say no moody so. Now tension be so none so. In fact, referee now would match. Yanso wa mama die bi say ya wa Ghana referees ya omunya corrupt wo ho ye betumi ade ya ho ato wo so eba no akansi a ye tough say ya enti referee no minim ni din minim referee ni din but say referee no aneda wudi Kumasi Asante Kotoko ne Accra House of Folk match no in fact Awurade nsira wo pa moya papa ya beka moya bone nso a ya beka but referee a watumi adi matter obi agba na ba so de oh
malam go kake
and danso na mampeni support Kotoko ai
ana na Kotoko hini so support why
menim ni pa no support me
ana ni tetechuru no support why na phobia no class ya
mampeni no okita ayi Kotoko fojesi no enso yese no
na mo hwehwe phobia
ai Accra Kotoko force wo mo bo scientific football wo mo bo book mo bo but Accra so for kitire wo mo say sa book mo bo na enwa kibie o ya bo kwaye mo bo pa de atre mo mo say yes sa bibi wo baby aya one goal
oh malam go we
yeah what fact say me ni but say phobia no me say me kabene what fa na me hatiphobia say me hatiphobia tre say me gina asoro na me hwefo mu an manu so team enti say me nim phobia no but ebe me say obi a wo hwefo mu a wo suro
fear of a specific object so it make say phobia no woni ne bebo match a ne hu bi
abo
so yes when you has the independent hu bi abo something you no biam na tinyum no biam na arose there omunya atokra na nya adwuma biam enya adwuma bi eye na adwuma de past tense say a corrupt na de me hu no bi da panyi koda me afeye metie eye sa wesi yintie wesi yi pa yintie
Asante Kotoko say
Needs FM.
No, ya o wi an ho boko awie puno no sa no. Ya o de ko tutu Needs FM.
Utie oha echi punk no. Needs FM.
Original highlight for partner utie no original highlight papa.
Utie oha echi punk no. Needs FM.
Yeah, besha mamo. Asante Kotoko ye besha mamo. Asante Kotoko ye besha. Asante Kotoko ye besha mamo.
Kwabna we enye jamo, we enye jama highlight for papa.
Asante Kotoko ye besha.
Utie oha echi punk no. Needs FM.
Asante Kotoko ye besha mako. Asante Kotoko ye besha. Asante Kotoko ye besha ko.
Utie oha echi punk no. Needs FM. Utie oha echi punk no. Needs FM.
Nana Papuari Asante Nothing come on afraid I was down Nana order on him up Esum Jaini Nothing come on Since coffee men say afraid you're in fuel crack Oma wa hoodin ani nyansa na fahwe kui mayenda na ye wusu kan hubio estrenya mi mamuda osei poku kwa brapon osei kwachi munyina nyame mu amuda alhaji ademu ya lawson Allen Jima, Nina Yesre Mamuda Nasiani Adimam Yadamasa,
Dabi wenya ya nsadoa o. We dey see the sadoa.
Asa. Na mtese si asema wo.
Asa bona kakra na.
Okay, say timbium. Ayi
we dey the sadoa. Papa, anumu we. Dabi ya ka bonja ya de popo a. Adowa anumu we. Dabi yeka anyumu a yedi si jama wo park so a ene ne akra zo we dey say
Asante kotoko yebeshe mamo Asante kotoko yebeshe mamo Asante kotoko yebeshe mamo
what's a drug? Me, if you're German, yes, German, I said, obey, I said, yes, you're German. Then we said, I'm see, as this foot and woman, gosh, I don't, many rose. New Ayo Karimu,
Champion.
New day. Oh, go here. Malam go there. Malam go away. Malam go away. I just say I am ya. Oh, Ali Malodora wa him fan kwa kika bi achira mko. Oh, kwa kane wunya me mfa ne kransie papa kane wunya me mfa. Oh. Na dan na mo anthem our roots no mutimi corrupt no be ka kire say our rose.
That said, Yoda, no matter what you think, you know. Obi from ADAKABRI. No, you from
Kofi your crowd was Adabraka.
I root and rose in the cockessy. I root in the bottle, two more.
Almost see our rose, no. Almost in the year 2000, no. Under the champion coach Atuko Few, and a House 11 was used to represent the country. I was a in Nigeria for boy. In the House 11, you don't go to Ghana, no, and then a man, a rose, House 11 is a mighty team.
Oh, not but dada. It's so fast, no order dada. You crab the two, House 11 never to the dada. And magic team dada. Was I and your crowd of Fuku? And your crowd of Fuku. And your who is that class book when you was it? Ah, my house to force what is the book at the pano. ADAKABRI make us some yatro. Yeah, boy, ball. Ebu. Your heart got to go for the head. I tram at night. I did a referee. I did a gift before boy has to fall. I did wait for you wait. Last Sunday, who's there? What much let the Yakoma available to call Jubilee House. There,
match everybody was your refuge for your fan. Omelette come Jubilee House. Omedi call FS Danka Williams, the Danka Williams. Yama Obofobi. Exactly, my Nemetia said about my team Joshua. Then let a man a team Joshua be a letter swan at him. Or the free move. No. Team Joshua shall let a penal team not on who ye. The lack of for and Papa, Omuti Omova. I yet crowd of Foku. Yes, we had you can't support us in the Bianca. Or pay the measure. Now, before you're dear, boy. Above na kupa ma above obi above ro ko mu dia mfa mo sisi a
mientie
tele lamunde japa jobu ntani nyege nsimpi puntala kotokupin kapetreke takatipie above na kita kita
above akuta house of folk no
anu no
boram
tele lamunde japa jobu ntani nyege nsimpi puntala kotokupin kapetreke takatipie no ayobofo bi okita ba no the pop madanwano no
nje malam go niji kake ekomepe
egol du go ridini
ye fre go ni san
mmimmi
o chale o adin ka beni kwami no damtin me be akaya national security jamegbe kelawo Mimi go.
Mimi go na count e wan go which mean
kake
adietia unama kotokori unama na okeke kansem e yo side e yo side as bari account omo ka se benti so ka go na count o ka se benti so obi an to botu u ko trizo kasa o ke ban do kasa ai mo e timi mo fo
ache se mu coach susuro ko Kumasi high school eti Kumasi na chire ne bobo
wini ma de ba kuzo mere ku akwe hu ya hu wa no
kam yentie
wini kotoko mozo meji league no hat for the yes start here no dey da best 9 na say enti omu ko fa coach omu fa AU wini me AU first coach na ba no ofri Burkina Faso second coach ni Ghana ya France Smith head coach in free FS Togo your friend Cabo Patron in AU in African Union
so ni nyina chire no
that African Union so with Jimmy African Union ba mo do African Union ba nye no kasa ni any free on fa en be so and no we any free ho and no mo ko FS Portugal ko fa bro ni coach ba ko free Portugal ne ko Switzerland ko fa ba ko ba no ko fa Australia ko fa ba ko ba United Nations.
Ni nyina chire no.
Ni nyina chire so, amika se ba ko chiro. Omu ye ne ka se ne ko fa mrofo mra. Ana mu ko Brazil ko fa ko ni miru bae. Obi ga ma na ba ko be se den street to se den die.
De kotoko wa ble pa o.
Kotoko bro.
Kotoko wa ble.
Obi ga ma so bae no, obenu so bolo sa. Oduru Abega omuko ball over outside. Odu Sudan pet and a comment sino. About sino. On so bolo sama corona about scotino. Never could go can one so. Meda quite seven prebiasa, ocean night in ma, and so nya bibi o man for shen kakra. Na bibi wona chini mechanic come so David wa I quite buy it or bubble ni on na be na o chimi no mu. Omuko wona kwa na ono microphone o mo yibi. Or Chimkofona Yibi. I didn't what you are, the pound no so quiet. Let us overloading. And now going and back to the or Channel the Sun and Fan. Or the fancy Kai and Fat. Or your dance, or your dance, tie down crazy to a Pasbocano, a poor. One and left, then I
booze again.
Kai. Now go out for a tatty or more tatty for labor. Huh. ADAKABRI ma what you darling, she never to darling. Not above 40 now, watch it.
I'm matro ni nyina de ho.
Before ni na diri baako. Say ukoya diri say adene hawa no wa from baako. Omeboa.
Sanity e.
Enko frɛ kotokobofo pia. Abofo mu yi kotoko se baako bi wo se verse hwan obofo de hin. O se kotoko be se baako be se mienu be se miensa. Obu yina sa adaju no mo da no mo so dai. Da no mo so mo di mi ma no boroso. Baako na we akiro malaria fever ekitan din okotu sa dai no. Akase foku de masa ekase be ye. Anu nkofo ba park ni se kotokofo ha akinu. Ombedur park pe yesi take it o etim be take it. We ba de ba ko esere kwa. Mu de akabile be ya ka foku. Ye na tim de akabile be tima wi mu. Omo de take ba se e take it ma mu mu fa take mai. De se ko Monday ko se.
A check na anya adwuma.
Ni ende. So ba ko aka ho. Na o se ka na banzo aka ho. Ene se protect. Ya ni ga uta. Fa kana bai. Ya chia, nya eden. Nya ye. Mafu ya wafu kwa ntimi kase wayo fa kono mafu fa yima me na me fa check ma. Kono mafu ko be jase. O jase da. Oda, faska de bra mo na ho na ze we. When is football na kasa no? Nye uto ne ma se we yen fa nye football. Football would ni madima. Me come ya say omu we no e be demenyon han se demenyon se de no. Wo de demenyon be tre we. Se mun fa taxi ma na men kire. Me fa taxi ma na mun fa ko yiska. Odo mu ina da. Da priko mu ina, opo mu mra. Opa tra ko mu sa mabra. Anna kwa de sir kwa den. Anna ko kwa no mu ye trenu. Omu training ga no ye trenu. But ko manzo mo da. Have been we would department. Tandi akra to fuku. Mata, upo mu mra ne emra tena. Ye be so mu.
Sa.
Be ma temu problem.
Bibia ni hobiam. Except to say, eye ne
ma tumu chiri kakra.
Enche na mo kopa himfo abo mu.
Ayefo.
Ai.
Asgabi ye ho wa de ba ko so e fe kwade say. Asgabi fo ye bo.
Me say enche na mo kopa himfo abo mu.
Dabi ye mu ye bo hanya keke. Wo wa de ba ko say. Ye bo hanya keke. Se coach ni ba e. The lusu match na ko ye coach drima. Him as na coach ni lusu ye 2-0 no. Ana mi wa yo ya me pa e. Be tabo mo sa se wa me man last one. So kwa the side asuma si we bo. Konfo we am mo na sa de we si awu. Ade che no first wa yo. Also wa si tie pa o coach ni good pa. O tie so wa yo match na wo kan nyina na mo pa bia be ya ma mo. Me si adakabere o ye sa ten wie ye no ano. Ya lusu match ka be si ne. E kotokofo so mu team ni nye. Se dia mo de referee. Di play ni ko tina park so bobola. Oni se kwambia so
Eddie Karim, yeah, I'm taking into consideration, say, the whole of this year, Kotoko, more match Bia or Kumasi Sports Stadium that, and no winning is affect Kotoko in any way.
Oh, that's no Makaso home Nakra. Anybody to be home Nakra. No, I bet so I crap. Mother didn't mean you. How do we ye Cape Coast? The match, the cook match in a Cape Coast, ye delete. Ipana catch na ADAKABRI who sumo mu omo di man su mame na me dey be home na kra na be so waka
na ade achi nana kwa me wate nka
wa mata waira nana kwa pa nana kwa me kasa me nana je ko nana kwa me mo me kasa
ana buza se nana kwa me na kasa yi
tabi nana kwa me o nana kwa me pa na kasa nana kwa me bi waira nana kwa ni pa na sem ya me wo pa ne se ojo santi Nana, koja da tini de friend na pa oka babu mazem.
Aya ntase.
Abi kana ni babu ku bi ko tesi we nya ku pon si na kase koja da tini slow ko VIP. Ko VIP ko kanyam se so ko kra ne se kase ye ma won kanyam se kwana. Free ADAKABRI. Lawyer. Lawyer kase mo ma kwa ma ne kanyam se no VIP. Ne wa.
Oduro su na anyway, tinu agina odura nan.
Ana rujo o be se o ka awurade.
Yapon why? Yapon. Is a mighty team. Nana kwa me yamwa ha.
ɛyɛ zumi na bɛne
Ye na sisi a ubutu he.
oh me wɔn ya afɛ na me si mama me kɔtɔ
Ah, afa no wa sorry e.
dabi me pɛ adwuma no fa ɛwɔ hotel na hospital
Ah, na nura malam goyi me hu ene ye dia hyɛ na mo anticipate.
well de ni kama me tia na me tia ati for support na me na wa tinti wa na kama ɛwɔ like I said so what has to do we are supporter wa follow the care player at least football and they are three at the end of the day back ever back I am telling you I na for the hard no man one we have here say Yamana and but you can only achieve that one I want to do normal year at the end of the day and one say why you and ever mount so unfortunately and boy and to be for young everywhere as before I can't know so I must admit that in every aspect of participation in the organization I got on top of that right there so at the end of the day yeah materialize it I want to use this opportunity and congratulate my brothers from the other side they have to go for a Jumadian now like I said, so
Na unne wutie kyese sa fever ya eba ye on social media kotokofo different in fact ata hodo no a penfere na mo hyehye nkrofo na kyese eye kama papa efata wo mo hwe afie pokua vim lady ni die fata no eye abena pa sanitation minister ni die fata no kyese na outfit ni nyina na sa dede na mo ye no eye social media no kwaku azan Steven Kweku Asare oseme nka nkyere mo se football de ye bɔ no pitch no so na nye dede na mo ye no social media why na this new direction ya ba se kotoko dede bebre o social media yi
well in the modern day football and you cannot run football in the modern way in social media I be kind of part of that and 24 the more interest the way everything up to Simono. Apart from telling the media, the core duties are a young work from that's 24 teams of our technical head, Emerald program or the map for almost following now. When you be a dream and the players there, yes, almost you almost from there to prepare. No matter the management and so on. What is the communication and as the director of another way tell the people to the outside world. Tell them come on the protocol and find your content and the 4-1 and it's just unfortunate that and the combined said get performance on the I mean having also had chances taking a chance to see Akabana a different story and Akaye chance there. But unfortunately, then to me and we need but just have to go back to the drawing board. Somebody say no year, but only has much about and run first and the last. Definitely, a benya a friend. Say, I mean, that I do and but we should not also lose sight of the fact that I can't 3 more matches in the season. That 3 take it at 9 points. The only difference between Koroko and Hearts now is 3 points. That's what we need between 2 more matches and Sana. We can conclude this indeed almost winning. And personally, maybe I'm supposed to it's not over yet, all over.
it saka mathematically no kotoko chances to sign and a has chances to sign.
Well, fairness. The minya bayana. What's your heart? Asking that report. When somebody thinks that they intimate the leg and that. Do your heart near and a heart leading for 3 points at this point in time. I can't very much Samalik in a baby. The football. They must be for game. We need match be only entitled to 2 points. And House of Oak can 3 matches like I said, but the same. And see the opponents now do normal ball any day. 3 matches are yes, the big already did. As to the only ball, the next game plus the league. Baby, almost died here. I but we shall people see the Abacus to have a position to win the league. Oh, my idea. I hope one of the band right with excess 8 or more ready to win the league. Unity on the bar at the MCF match meeting on Saturday. Council. 2 board members of basketball that should tell you important or more attacking a game in the ball in prime. Of course, you also can nothing. The Australia. But the person Magana Bagasia and Wamada. Then obviously.
Right. Nana, you better must na sportsmanship munyina no mo show no any enthusiasm a buy no ya mompa ye say even European championships yi ewo hokra no still Ghanaian teams no etimi exhibit this high quality frenzy eti kwabra Adaroma democrat no run up on nyina yemfa bi ato ankoma nyame bi
prophet na Gaze.
Na no krese okoka se kotoko be winning.
And the prophecy first one now can say kotoko be winning no. Echire obofo no sa ba no ho be kan say kotoko be lose.
Oh sir.
But no bofo na mantem. I think so the ba or the message no ba to almost started.
It is at 3 o'clock.
We almost started 3 o'clock.
The same time, so now Denmark, so a Belgium, so any Portugal, so bo.
But Ariano, dear, both one no buy no. Obe can say, but Okobeshe has of folk. And no na or the batu just said the Radia Yatra no. And I think it's about 251. Anna Obafo Michael esa baye no obaye no na obekata ne se match na dane has be win 1 na that time na ka few minutes to match no enti when to me am fa metu dwantem ena ma na nkofo eta bonus ano time na Michael ba na late Michael ba 251 na ka 9 minutes mo start game no nti abam say no kra no ye ehu message ba makese na message na mantem
it's mu na mudi
message na mantem anti ofay
but realistically was kotoko beji league no
was kotoko beji wa eno nso menya ntia so obofo na besesa no obofo na besesa no anto de betuda the obofo na besesa message no because Accra so folk de no de ba late ayikura entina ma one fan one betuda ntinya se bia mu Canada pass no ye prophet one no ye prophet oye nyame nipa awurade fa no so sha nkom but nkom se we no ba ko ba ntam na ba ko ba late nti late de no etire no ye senk with the message ba na message no amantem nti opamochao any inconveniences bi ko so ye no mo fa nche no ayi ofo adawroma ya ayi mobile money for no ofa to na ye de atototo omo ayi no so a enu nti omo kire se omo ntumi nti omo nso de ba beto customers so no ofa yesra mampeni na nado any Ministry of Communication esabi yesi yedi ewu a yenkum mani ena yetwa yetetra ma wenso a ne yanwe nambia mobile money for no kura wo mfa so yesai ena wo hye de an robbers attack wo mu a wo mu ni bambofo bi ni kamafo bia yakoboni tuoku na ye nabusuafo asem emfo obi a ho yasra mampeni na dawroma maame asle owusu akufu Minister of Communication tamuye bibi ma wo mu na ebeye ya munya ma wo mu esanse wadi ayeye no na wa na waye unemployment no edoso nipa no nso kakra bi a wo ye akyerɛkyerɛ sɛ obenya bi ahye ne yire ne ne ma ene na busua ebinum asetena mu pa eya enti yenya hye ma yase a yesa abɔ no koro no ye de saa to wei ade tu mobile money wo musika no kora yesen ofa wadawurma yentina mu na menka bi ma wo mu sɛ the mampani tie mi a anase Dr. Muhammad Bawumia His Excellency mesuhwa wanim enso nyaw na ukum meba maame aslo wusu akufu Minister of Communication the mobile money for no de no moye hu bibi na beye ya munya mfam wo mu no mo mfa so kura hwa top koye mobile money a wo send 1,000 then na obetia say 10 cedis enti nipa dodo sempo na beye 1,000 a day obi kura de obekọ the whole day no sika a wasande kura nu 500 they will receive kura nu 500 na saa tuo yi ba begu omo de so a madawroma muhu omo mobọ kakra ai na ya de ayeye na ya ne aye ofa ye di ewu a yenkum mani
ye di ewu no
yenkum mani
de yi ne frim
da bi ofa ye di ewu a yenkum mani omuhu omo mobọ kakra mobile money nimfa so yesey ofa she unemployment
see o ma bank fo adwuma ni nyina aye o
ofa metiase but still a bank adwuma ni work pa ye adwuma wo banks but one say bi wo wa
contemporary you are paying for the extra for convenience
contemporary no ofa minim so wo mutua bi dada bem so mutua 5% bi ne enkakra nkra bi ena wo mo increase no ko 10% eno ye eto a aban no gidie firi wo mu nchen en ofa ebi wo ho dada ena wo mo increase no ade ko 10% na da roma se wo mo ye hu bibi na beye ya wo mo nyamfa mo mu ofa free bra ye ka se ye tu galamse ase ewo kwaye no mu no ye besre ononyamfo Dominic Nitiwu ena Minister for Lands and Natural Resources Abujinapo ade ne shas ye mo ye update kama etire update no ye ntibio sabre galamse no ye tu ase akosisan because ukọ social media so a omu eta ononyamfo Abujinapo se ose galamse ni de ye ntumi ntu ase ta ye no kura so o ka asa de a ene onko social media so na da pa ye de wo ho ya wo mu ta no na se enya no kura sa de a on be update ye na ye hu bebi a yakwa kodru because ya she machines she ni o mai offensuo no still the atia netie asan ye fi ayapoto enti minin enkofo da so ase kwaye nimu a omutu galamse entina yes machines ya ya tinkofo jeli wo mu de nkofo kotum no na ne ye ne sei ebinum na ne ye pam wo mu ama ebinum akwa na because minim say ensuo akase mienu a yetu so sa no but this time de enka ye say ensuo nanite but up till now ensuo ni da so ye fia na tese nkofo da so se kwaye nimu a omu tu fomu agudie na dawroma Dominic Nitiwu Minister Honorable Abujinapo madawroma da bia galamse no yakwa akoduro ensuo no sade eno nso akwa akoduro no mu update yen kakra yepamochawo yo abusuafo Ghanaian Times enim census mampani na nado yapa hontuma enti wo mu astart ya nesa ensu yira eba ye ema mmea ahodo bi a ensuo frade wo honom no nso o ka ho asem ewo de bokrata mu a wotese wofa asante mantem kurade awere wosem enipa enan ana eto anananom wansie do ewo asante region yama Minister of Creative Art industry 5 million Ghana cedis nti ɔde Dr. Awa ne mfoni aba abɛtoa no na ɔfa Kumasi mayor no wɔmu tɛsɛ nanka Kennedy Kankam ɛne wɔhuri di nkan nanso sabre Kennedy Kankam akɔtɔ akyire ɛma engineer Nana Poku Agyeman ɛna wɔwɔ soro paa
Ye Atapoku Agyeman.
engineer
Atapoku Agyeman.
okay engineer Nana Atapoku Agyeman okay ɔfa yɛkyerɛ sɛ wɔno ɛna wɔkɔ n'anim paa na wɔmu twa ntoro bi ato no so ɛna the bureaucrat kyerɛ sɛ a backfire ntumi anyina Kumasi youth ɛde wɔseɛ yɔwɔyɔ ɔmu bɔ amanneɛ sɛ ɔmu ma Bishop Dakiwad Moss na sɔre no ɔmu mmiebie ampa ɔmu ɛdan ne nyinaa ɔmu de krataa akɔfemfam yɛ Lighthouse Chapel close by Asante Force nti Asante Force no ɛkɔtoto na sɔɔdan ne nyinaa mu ya ɔmu antumi ankɔyɛ asɔre nti di ɔmu kaeɛ no ɔmu de ɔseɛ ɛyɔwɔyɔ nti wɔde Dakiwad Moss ne mfoni abɛtoa ne mu a papa wɔhyɛ kyɛ kama ɛna wɔhyɛ spares wei ɛyɛ designer wear wohyɛ ɛyɛ Gucci ɛna esi n'anim a wɔkura mic a ayɛsɛ wɔbɔ Jesus din asɛ wɔka Jesus nti ɔka gye no ɛna wɔgya no wɔ hɔ ɛna n'ataadeɛ kama Bishop ɛda ha wɔkyɛ sɛ deɛ mmeranteɛ no kaeɛ no wɔn yɛ no pɛpɛɛpɛ asɔredan no wɔn amiebie nti baako a wahɛ kwesi ada wɔn kɔɔyɛ no na yɛatutum Lighthouse Chapel close Asante Force ɛna wɔn de saa akɔkɔbɔ yi maa yɛampa nso wɔn de wɔseɛ ɛyɛ wɔyɔ na the Ghanaian publisher the Professor Samuel Kobenanim ɛbaeɛ ɛna wɔkyɛ sɛ nipa kan no wɔn ahyɛ aseɛ Stephen Asamoah Boateng pɛ MPP chairman na wɔn atepo no sɛ definitely obetumi awene bafo bɔne watoa nananom wɔnseɛ de nti wɔn kɔgyaa no kwan Dɔndamani Mahama ne NDC amanyɔkuo no ɛkɔ ɔfa
ma yɛnkɔ na Asante Youth Association ɛne Kumasi Youth Association ɛne ɛyɛ Ashanti Zongo Youth Association yɛntie ɛyɛ saa namɔne a ɔmutu yɛ sɛ Kumasi Force no ɛne sɛn ɛyɛ twenebɔ akɔdua ɛna ɔkasa ma wɔ mo bɛma twenebɔ akɔdua yɛ mo ha
Oba mpacho mdi angbra se kwa so Joshua Bru.
Na ohumpo etisan awie yi.
Ofanya kedi ampo nyankopon adom ye ho ye.
Oye.
Akra mesle na msusuma busanka eni die ni angbra se kwa so na mdi busa. Se akra busa panyi se ne ho te sei. Nso de mesle wo. Ma me kwa na musa se akra wo ho te sei.
Adaroma atwedi ampo adaroma matia so ama boni bia ni makwan ama enura ye di ade ene ya ade adwada. Na yaba betena se na yekan na no aye Kumasi Youth Association ene Ashanti Youth Association ene Kumasi Zongo Youth Association Ashanti Students Union wani nyina aye den ebe kakra ede ekire aye sofu panyina oda aye Lighthouse aye asof asori no ano ekowie nsem bia yesusuo se okan ye ama emunsem ene da honom dejai na the publisher the bureaucrat or say the new publisher or say Dark Hayward Mills Church closed Umachu Youth beat war drums asemi anything
Ofa edi kamedi enchi akasi ma wo akasa na me dia ma productivity na no so fa kobra ma fo so ho ofa me patchom bia ni die ni angbra se kwa so chia wo ya papa o kwan so nkoso machia wo chiefu a etiwo o fa unte u station no u program we no when you back we are forced to listen to eti o mo kono say obi a office there any there for there any video kitwe obi a dia to this time awie eti empanyin nku etie nsuso machia wo ofa enokre ye central phone share mu ema ye dia no disem atudwa ewo no ma bia efiri se ye bu anwuso na panyi beka de mfredi masem asem a yenso so okra so obi kasam na anano atia sikadwa na akotia ofimso na se asem a se bi ye bususem Eti yeba be kasai yenya konya ne twetwe nkomo wo fidie so na ofa ohwe yensem no yekunkyire gu krata so no a ye ka asem bi se asafo ne mpanyimfo ene yewura dakwamos no omunsiki what you call wise counsel na wise counsel no for a process bebre no fu se bi menhia etise any other palace I would dare yenya show be ye omoto mu ana osimeko ho yenko sa enti behind the scenes no of aja akukọ ntu bedwam kutamudi ekoso ye part of the leadership no ye ni semu kakra na when you baka so munya green light ne mai but ye so ya so eda ho a ye hwe enoma se de besi akọ ye nka bi hyemu aja nso ye hwe toto ye kuma se ya kasa di ogie huru bi nso yiri ama ade hyeri bi pura hwe wo ma de hye afi so na krobia stante kotoko so gina poano a ye nuanom ha asefo bebobo na emra so na ye akoside etina tese no ma miensa we no amma ya tension no ewo so of our kind press conference mu no ye kind a call on regional police commander and RISEC the regional minister said as some kasia ba frank kansi so the akoso before said yes yen as leadership no of aya of kuya azoyu any asuno ye gusu any leaders ne kasa but on say you blocks no edoso ye agugu youth association be ye no ye kwabri youth association be ye dia hafu youth association be ye adansi youth association be ye no ye no sabi ye ni ntimi hu ni nyina mu onu nti enka be ye besre sanka se kwanya wo ho no mu ni asafo ne mpanyimfo no be engage na se empo sabi enne nyankopon won tentuma damu na ye mu kwa ye befa so a emfa bibi ma enka ye be ye de pa but am say wo man hwem asem an kan papa bia ye koba ye aja akra house of folk am ye ne fufuo ye de ya koda ye de awreho ada ye sori an machi a ene ye tie se tabi bantuma ye asori ne chapter ba ko ho pinche bi asi anya ye de na so offer on it tells you say tikagya no ane tabi otikokoso opemso ko ya de bi ko kasa de no a na ko ese wakoto ebo abo sabi wa edontwam enti wo ebi betu afa o hwe a sabi ya agre kakra no o mo say ye fra bibi the drones and the workers no wo mo the police wo mo no man ti man police workers no wo ono na akofa sa de na but wo fa mo tie ya na de tie no
enti ususu se de sofopanyini Dak Hayward Mills okaye eno na akofa ensuyiri ede aba eno na akofa kotokolosu yi ede aba eno na ama akwaside mpo ejija ye ana
there be offer offer the betray ni say wọ́n sẹ́ sáà ní ọmọ mìíyànsá ni yẹn leadership no yẹn ní members ní sí àyẹ ní ọmọ di nkọmọ mọ ọmọ hùwẹ̀ sẹ nsúyìí kakra ẹ̀bá àyẹ no kọtọkọ kúrọ̀bì asante kọtọkọ gyina kún no akọsidẹ ọ̀hún ti no ọmọ nfa nkyẹn na abutọ̀yẹ mu mbra ampa abutọ̀yẹ mu soso báyìí leadership no soso yà adwene so akọkọdi baabi ẹni sẹ yẹda sọrọ yẹ a wẹ́n ẹba bẹ si yẹ no nti náà ọ̀no deɛ mẹ de yẹ nẹ́ẹ̀rọ bi àmọ́ wọ́n hu sẹ wonu tina ne ye sre sabi yewura regional police commander yewura regional minister ade no abeto sa no sabi esi wo any other traditional authority bia jurisdiction anka ofa kamene wo kasa ikanya ne si ye kan say yo atoda bia ya na me pese mebubodi asaki example ba ofa ade ya course yi si dabon ana esi sa amrama mu so obi akasa tia wo mafia and can you different but one I am not told to be I'm one year to Mika and Chimpo to be as yay about them maybe ya kaka kind of a class and think once and took a cabia or I would say you won't conform who preach against tribalism you won't conform who preach to for and I make catch say yeah as leadership no you back so engage your members no seeking the wise counsel is a process. Every asafo no mpanyimfo eye. Na mo no before answer that process in now be ending na omanya kwan abo ramansia no. I think say mpanyimfo ofia that is so betimi ayusu omo powers kakra e de aboa. Anya sa no phone ebi ni o. And say ya da sorry ya. Yes wo bantuma no. Ye nim ye otina ne be da ba sorry ya bibi for sa be sie. Enti ya de ka yenso ya be sra asafo no mpanyimfo no. Dabi lighthouse no asante forma na wo mu. As probably asante kotoko asaso na wo. Yan ye pass wie. Enya papa yi nanano ene sabi wodi na nya bo no wasafo hene. Ene o trako baby o trako yi a. Sabi sanka ya de we de ka ya de probably asante kotoko ye ne asum bia ni sabi entoko bia.
Enti eye ade a ye de akofam ban hu a ye de hu mfoni abeto hai. Was it Lighthouse Chapel closed by Asante Force and chain pa edemu. Asante Force no money here for.
Of all na ye nyina no. We pa de me Antony bi frame obusa me na me say. Sabi e pro mu anyam na me bia na boss. Na anyam na me CID boss. Ti ene yem pro na ko mu hwehwe sa akofo no. Ndo fa. Leadership of Kuya ubehu wo mu betima control. Leadership of Aya ubehu wo mu omomba meeting betima control. Leadership of Azui ubehu wo mu betima control. Asu betima control ni dey because but here na ya won konfo bi o mu no wonu a woni asu wonu a woni Aya wonu a woni Azui wonu oni Kuya wonu oni agugu youth association wonu oni ahafu youth association dan konfo no wan na be control wo mu one so omutine yaw fi say the golden stool no and then the occupant of the golden stool is the embodiment of our soul. It runs through our blood. And to what one yaw no no so be our maybe am exercise leadership we come on down ye two omfo ye ka tro om say no ma me ensesi anim enso agugu ama bibi kakraba oyune kakraba kwabia asante kotoko gina kwa no ne ase kobo ye yusu sa dampus ni nyina so that ye betin dia come on dance ye ma focus no nko dia wono amasa bit na won kasa busi amakeken betin metu na mo bi say ono tina ye kra ya advice asafo no say enka ne papa mu a enka sabi ya mesum ye ne nyankopon won tentuma dem ko mo hwe na ko mo anso so take precautions bi ma wo na wo mo anso leadership no ahwe kwan pa betima fast tracking atimia bora fikasiem na bibi kakra pie ma mrantie ni hunu a anka abotoye mu aba nti dia hono no fa ubusa mpa se sa force no mo ya mi ankasa ubo ni dina mi tibie ne nsentwofo keka na mi tibie mi nim bebi potia omo
na ukwe na anu amoye kasa wieye abrantie bi a obutu North America your friend Queen Jonas ebe kan say yes essence hu na mudi na mosom kotoko hene ama mososo mo ye ne say nya de abobema ne mu aye ne wa distract mo na ise wuti amo enne so de wo say in fact no so kra amatoto mo no san sore no 78 no yemfa enye factories enye nsemena enye nwo enye nkun ene ane chesenka emwa mamrante enye anwumanye we Queen Jonas de working one ne yagni
over senya wo pa ne sabi itfm ayese over why say la kino bebreni tie na la kin senya wo pa ka me sabrat ye no mai say ka men kana sema na men boni dimpo emfanye bibi so hu ai da enem rantie no bebre no o ma dwen fafie na asemo a wo kan onu nipa ba ko ogina ba bi tuma ne yen ene wo se asoro ne yen fa nko ye se bien sa monche factories yen fa nko ye de enti sabi omo sorry a omo follow no I think say omo ankasa can read between the lines nipa no omo ankasa omo follow no sabi adu no ebo number yi a me no sam kola wo mu ne de eya na me mpese omo nsam no me de beki kaminoso ho
yo ade na overtake de besia madaroma ade aye kumase high omatimi atreni abranti ama onya animde akwa coach akukuchi Accra House of Folk amenedie na malam go de kake ekumi ede ahye kotoko na winti Kumasi ha ye obibi ka kire wo mo
oba ye obibi ka kire wo pa in fact na me anu no kwani mati miti ase ye ne wo bi ka sabi mu elu yo pa dia kokotoko no ye nya na bro na wo na masasi su Toronto desert na nyankopon ayi wadum wakodum kraya sabi mu bibi wo kra bo ni kire player no bo ni kire no na uye se wie na wo saba mrantie miti ase a wo hwa ye best na hwe onim Debbie economy and now for Kumasi economy na ko form and do can
you imagine
take be 1 week we asempa
wadaroma mumpa eye kwabnansafo na mumfa eye towura ye de abonsu muntutu na koma so mame wate kaje go rafrem bonza mechia no
o papa cho o so sia o fashion ko so say ne ma me da form o ti yi kwabna ni adaje kura ya ko PKK pecheche na ya kwa ku jam no
pecheche ye asante achim okay they say at least o man hini wo ho ye be bad pa
no fire da wasi
ada you take it
fire ma no fa kwabna ma fu papa ka jo fa kwabna ma fu se meslo ada obetu na sikro bi asante kotoko asase so no meslo ma me mo no hoka
ana semneti Pia. Right, and the TK and the Abano. George Nash of the NDC Atenase, Sakasalia of the MPP, and so Atenase. Yeba Ababe Junjune. Now, I see Howard Mills Church closed. Kumasi Youth beat war drums. Lighthouse Chapel closed by Asante Force. That's the picture. But then leadership of the Asante Youth Association, Kumasi Youth Association, Asante Students Union, Kumasi Zongo, Asante Zongo Youth Association, almost say, woman honshe. What are we making of it? Taka, me mwatanase.
Yo, ajuso.
George, what's your mwatanase?
ADAKABRI. Enyame.
Right. Eti George, what do you make of it? Sir, report ya abeya. Afe dem rantie no so omudo munim honshe. Eti sign in simfano.
Yo, mini ADAKABRI. Menda wase. Yedi abua o man. Minchia in a constituency. ADAKABRI. Asemu. Some time ago, Metisi, in fact, I didn't read what the pastor said. What he has said. To what Darkward Mills often didn't go through near my kind. But Mete, were accusing of making certain utterances. The Ashanti Kingdom or the King of us. I Otunfu said to them. Na Nyamiti I me one wakakra. ADAKABRI, what was the main den pa ne butaya ete chintia. Mebunu to me de won mra ehye won sem. To me could decide ejuma we. Because I know say mra wo man we mu. Man ayetim no. Mra wo mu. We are being governed by law. And the constitution of this country, your mind mra no pa kire say. You don't put laws into your own hands. So be from wa. Famra no enhye wo nsem. Nti ye wo mra aban no ahyehye mra aye fe no constitution. Da ho a obia wo Ghana ha bia no a wo ye Ghana ni bia even foreigners no kra no. One day wo ye constitution mu a wo ba e say udi mra so. Nti I find it very, very unfortunate. If there is no legal backing, I want near Mbuna Kwakoyano. Because me by Sisia and me tea, Yakosono. I say, Oma could this Edumano Grano. Woman nim a coopoti, I could this Edumano. A coopoti, a coid this Edumano. Sino, we cannot find them. Anyone. Because we tell your Papankaya what deny, a Kobibria deny. I'm ranting now. wokodi saa wode mmara ne hye won sema wokodi saa adwuma ADAKABRI I think say it's about time we educate Ghanaians about how the structures of our mmara no and the democracy net mesrem mebunu no ewum say bia niam nkoyi niam mu ayeden but eno nkyere say bia yede mmara no be hye yankasa yensem ne yetu anamo akwakoto asori nim I mean mmara ben na wode koto asori nim mmara ben poti na mebunu ni gina so you see ebia na osofo na kabibia enyi yo kan no man shedan komutu wanti but so waka bibia enyi kura na ADAKABRI yo mmara wo man we mu yo police wo ho yo court wo ho so what you say judiciary wo ho if you want to address your grievances say bi obi aka sembi na se nipa no anka ni ya say your verbal assault bi your verbal assault wo ha wo de komra mu a nipa na kan yi na wadidi watema na se wanka ni no aka na etia wa wetumi de afa mara kwan so but I think say ensese mebunu no na Ghana ni bia de mara hye ne sem yes ana ema yen democracy na ya serve for all this while no endimu yes ano so a ema yen security sem no enko kan because akwai say obia ye ne ope obia betumi aye ne ope ADAKABRI ne 2 weeks ni se be awotwe bien ebiesa ni osume ba ko ni nsema yetiti wo man we mu no enya ade bia de o man ni din ekokan embo man no etutu asem tenano ewudi ni ade ekoso ni ade nyina no enya ade bia edi dimpa de bro man no nti mesre mebunu no ebufu wo ho wati ase ebufu wo ho but mayen fa mmara no enhye yensem yema mmara enye adwuma wo man we mu adachi bi yemma ana yen nananom ma wodi yen echi no wonso won ahwe because mofra wodi yen echi ne no ADAKABRI ne won anie biewu osusua but they are learning a lot because of TV no ne that technology abanti they learn a lot. I have a doctor who is a meba be 30 years or 40 ADAKABRI otie news de bia such a person otie news na wohu sa niam we TV a more mining koleni ADAKABRI me I think say it's about time ebunu no na Ghanaians totally no yebe mamra aye adwuma we mu e wo mine
Saka
yeah madasi bebre mama fa kwanya we na menchie tiefo nyina na mem tie medam fo bi ADAKABRI alajo header ha washing base na wo ho no ono na oye the managing director. In fact, may recommend say anytime bia more pedro ne bia dia say mon ko hono. I mean a very big restaurant.
That's actually who be.
Oh, alajo overhead. Washing base no. A friend as smartphone washing base. You duane a masa ukọ ha e say wo fie. Fie duane na omunue wo ho. Banku fufuo emutuo masa omo a mo tiefo nyina
we advert na man
enya advert we no e yade a e boy
my call mama usi my friend ma usi say ma usi na ka say me the number of service
it overhead ona monko ho mon na monko didi dia no yede but ADAKABRI sa as otumfo ni
otumfo no obi ani asem
yeah but okay that he was Mills as them way me this is the first time me can same way me discuss so sema ni who say nipa mienu nyina no there are people they are respecting okrom sometimes me say memfa ha but media no kure no anameka first of all my condemn the so-called what's the name Mabunu no but almost some name be
yeah Kumasi Youth Association
no but almost some from bi
yeah amalgamation of groups
but
Kumasi Zongo Youth Ashanti Zongo Youth Association
Yeah, but more din bia more dem from mo na omo call din nyamras anyamrasem. Because the
obi anyi ntum so akoye we.
Omo anjintum.
Omo so mka do munim.
Yes, I think that the act is condemnable. Men can okure okurum ha. Because Ghana ha no ye operative democracy. Yeah, or oka wadwe. Yeah, can adwe. It is obi can adwe na the oka no nya there. You have the right to rebut. But I have problem. Or even also for Nankasa. Because in this say me defending Otumfo, me believe he say even the president is not above criticism. The first thing I will say, I will criticize the president. Or criticize the president, no, nothing will happen. January, I will say, I didn't know. Even indeed, even the president, they insult the president. And I don't think, say, there's a king that is above the president. But I am saying, say, as a man of God, who says Jesus or a coward, if he had operated in a cowardice manner, by now Christianity would not have grown. Or if Prophet Muhammad at the time of preaching the prophethood, if he were to be coward, indeed, at a point, he says, onka no mumfad, gold ni when you mano. The chief sensei now onka. He says he neither was for chief sensei nor for wealth. He was there for even Abraham, Moses. No way, during our time, the establishment, they were against the establishment because they believe in their conscience. They believe in what God has told them to say, and they say it without fear or favor. I believe, sir, if that Heward Mills was a genuine man of God with the courage of a prophet and of any man of God, he should have stood by the Okano, and nothing would still have happened. When it is because of the flip flop, no. But first of all, I want to put in record say the Okano, and then the response, no, I actually gave him away. Say, I said no cry, make about 20 years ago, and you no cry. Because do you know the reason? And nobody has said this thing. 20 years ago, the Ashanti Hine had been installed as a chief, as a king of the Ashanti for just less than 2 years. He was installed in April 26, 1999. That is about 22 years now. And why would anybody start criticizing a chief that had just descended onto the throne for 2 years?
But do we know whether indeed that peace no supposedly under the hand of Osofono? Osofono na chiro yamba.
Oh, so I'm out amba kase nya ono no chiro.
And so the ekoso nya so waka bibi. Onka bibi.
No, but say obi chiro ade in your name. Now the defense no is as porous as anything. Na ni panaka say, oh, criticism na make criticism na 20 years ago. Na 20 years ago, nobody was even calling Ashanti
it say or sofo na meka say enye me na matchro sa de we ya. Does it mean say sofo na chro?
Yeah. Silence means say ono because look.
What's the meaning? What's the difference between silence means consent and silence is golden?
I mean they are the same.
Yeah.
Silence is golden. And a nipa no ochra de no.
Say asamasi. O free say sebibimpo ho or map up the strategy the obeye. It na sorry mpanimfo kra wa asante onti so obi akasa. Na sorry mpanimfo wan kra onti so obi akasa. Then in the media and what to say was say mekan 22 years ago. Then emrantie no ekasa say omo betu anamo bi ne yete say emrantie no ekasa. Now you have the new publisher edited by hardworking Halifax and San Adu, who puts a front page story. Howard Mills Church closed. Kumasi Youth beat war drums. Lighthouse Chapel closed by Asante Force. But there's no story to go with the front page.
So, okay, and also a problematic.
The story be any paper
and problematic.
Except front page, yeah. So are we supposed to take a back and then say 20 years ago? No. Just with a word of caution. But was not come.
Yeah, I mean, I think say the new publisher, the publication problematic. The who was story, and they say who put people in suspense, and now you say on try the waters. I mean, we don't do that. Who was story? No, don't just put headlines as a story. That's what I say, and I think say he has done a great disservice to the newspaper by just captioning some of these things without going into details. But be as it is, I think say it's like intimidating Crawford. We are cowing people into submission. I am saying say when you also make a statement, especially a man of God, I mean with the quotations, you are a man of God. You don't fear anything. You don't fear anything. But the way a man of God now, even if it were 22 years ago, you should be able to stand by it. But why would anybody 22 years ago start criticizing the Ashanti Hene? And why would anybody 22 years ago start giving the Ashanti Hene names like King Solomon? I don't think say Ashanti Hene immediately after installing him as a king, people started calling him King Solomon. Because it was too short a period to start giving him accolades. And for you to now come to say, Wambeyeshi, because you cannot criticize Obia only 2 years and now 1.5 years in the kingdom. And the whole thing, no, ama, man who say, I didn't know 22 years ago, Bia, Okanon say, yeah. And once I can say there is a reason for you to have said so, and you should have stood by those reasons. That's how the man of God, do. Anything I make catch the exploit of Jesus Christ, Muhammad, Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They were people with honor. They stood by their words, even at the point of death. So I think say. It exposes the hypocrisy of the Ghanaian people. The assembly to say, for instance, say Obi is above criticism. I mean that is an impression Obi move creative. It is possible say the Ashanti Hene could have been doing something wrong. It is possible. Man can say that is what happened. It is a Obi be criticizer. You call the person to strict proof. For me said that Ashanti has done or I remember bebre. So at least the whole world name crown and in the educational scholarship or He's the first in Ghana in all the kingdoms. Or establishes Sadiano. And Sadiano a boy microphone bebre across school. UK UST University of Ghana all the Ashanti guys, they were under Ashanti Hene scholarship. Even that one alone, I say 1 year. But say I will say 1 year, then you should be able to go beyond words, explaining actually Ghanaians say this is what I was talking about. Then when you say something and that is the reason why most of these people they will mount the pulpit and say certain things and go. And in secret and do certain different things because they don't even believe in themselves. A problem, media, minim say exist, but in all these things, young condemn those people if only it is true because the newspaper not crowd there as end bandover. A man, new man in some way, sometimes name the Obeka. Newspaper now is not even proven to be credible in this case. Based on publications now, and nobody has also come to say, and it's make the whole thing look
right. Sabre will say na Ugusuti Neat 100.9 FM. Na George Nash of the NDC and Sakasalia of the MPP. George, termination of emergency power agreement. And aqua arbitration, award of over $134 million dollars, inclusive exclusive of interest. And when some Obama end this year press conference, do we know who to blame as yet?
ADAKABRI, I'm in fact when you now. And share your listeners again. ADAKABRI medi yaw. Ewo. Emi ye ganeni. Medi yaw papa. Oma ya yetim. Ibia sama Ghana fu yebisa ne se. Eden ade pa ni ade a aban dada no eye NDC aban. Eye ya na enyi. Na ye criticize no MPP aban then. E criticize aban no. Na ene wo ba ya wo betra so yi. Wo ngetumi din hyehyɛ papa bi. Atwa ye beka se bia wo. ADAKABRI MPP aban ba so yi. Nyama bia na ekoso aban dada nim ne na ye no kase yi. Abewiye. We are yet to see one. But ye hu bi. ADAKABRI se obekaya. We see one of the things MPP communicators. Most Ghanaians are not happy about it. And I don't think ADAKABRI yourself you'll be happy about it. The politics of equalization are abandoned. I am highly disappointed in this administration under the leadership of Nana Addo Dankwa. I'm highly disappointed. And I see some of their communicators. Now, no me TV, who memory na me TV, who then I saw communicator about who our friend Abronye on TV. Just say, hey, time a man for the business, I win fasono. He sat on the TV educating Ghanaians about judgment data Aban Dadano was involved in, NDC Aban was involved in LED maye to about the tia NDC Aban. No Abronye before 2016 sat on radio and television, many at TV at television so I criticize ya ban you woyomi. Dida Sada and the Niekika Hunina I sofoton and the fan who nra and then I see MPP communicators in Yadaji. Etiti radio so I don't think Salia is coming to city and do the same. Because near Sineno, we need to talk about it. Because near Sinrano, and no na share so the two about the tia abandadano. So all your communicators are doing Niamu Patre Akache Ghana for the say. Nia share the two aba at the tia abandadano. Yen san share and also near fan tuaba and tia MPP abai otisune. Because so what complaining about judgment debt? Ama wudi wo yo me kra ye nyum ma woto nyum wo yo me na wo yo me kra ya 51 million Ghana cedis.
To nyum maminti
wo yo me o gantua wo chembi wo di ye nyum oh Ghana foti. So today when you get them not to defend the evil then you go back to tell Ghanaians that yesterday there was Woyumi. So today, when Ghana is paying judgment debt of 170 million, and yet, therefore, the simple and short of it, Nisi, the MPP government today and the communicators are telling Ghanaians, go see, yen she niya yetu abadi tia abandada no yenjine no so na niya samba be kosui 2024 no yen she no so ne yen fan to aba entia MPP aban. Akra unkoti Attorney General said also the assembly of CID. You see, Ghana is about time. Na ye dio man ye dwen o man no ho hwekan. ADAKABRI is about time. As ye dwen o man no ehwe den ehwekan because ne ekoso wo man we mu no edi o man no hwamo. Ewo niam bebre mu. ADAKABRI Teutia Osi, the United Kingdom court says it is too late for Ghana to appeal against the US against 164 million judgment debt awarded against it for wrongfully terminating the contract of an independent power producer. GPG C company. Full name the GPGC. Electrical company. Energy one of power. Yeah, Ghana Power Production Company. Akra, it means that the contract was wrongfully cancelled. UTA statement here, what's it? Wrongfully terminated. ADAKABRI identity and they say you terminated contract wrongfully. I will mind we mo. ADAKABRI.
Terminated contract. Is it likely you know, sir, to be deemed to be wrongfully?
ADAKABRI, we awarded a contract. The contract was initially worth $24.9 million per annum over a contract period of 4 years. How can you now boom ADAKABRI? $99.6 million. Aye car mfia nano Ghana yeba bo yen power semwe mu. Akradeng this year, the government failed to apply and set aside the January 26, 2021 decision of the London-based United Nations Commission on International Trade Law Tribunal. Abaining to anamon biara. Say, akwakwe say, this time around, no judgment debt, no. When the previous administration no kreti ejuma no na say we mu ba be ye hwe han. You see, ADAKABRI, if you are saying yenne, me, I have condemned judgment debt because it is corruption. It is milking this country. And more mining yeden and konenim. Utie story ete chia ADAKABRI eyenwanwa. Utia excuse kra abine de maye aye attorney general. What the maye say wongen to me endi assembly chino ADAKABRI utie kra be yenwanwa. Utie verdict e ba ye na. They say I am surprised. Saka, I'm surprised at this current administration. The 3-member arbitration tribunal, chaired by John Biche and former president of International Criminal Court of Arbitration, which was co-chaired by Ghanaian Professor Albert Fiajo, Ghanaian academic, sided even with the power producer and awarded almost 170 million judgment debt against the government of Ghana. Ghana knew ana okahukrano who say anamoa Ghana bind out suneno too fast ha judgment debt we no wongen tuni
ananka we expect say a Ghana ni bimpo co-chair. The fact is anko Ghana ni ntino na onye Ghana.
Let us say infomso no die bia akoye hwehan senya make akwakoye say ebia ya tra ho aye hwehan because no obi ambo hoka oman yetim yetua judgment debt eno ani ADAKABRI ya betra ha ya te say omo say judgment debt ya betra ya kan 1 week pe say wo tua say wo ntua eno de yanim na wan mu na benefit we don't even know. Out of the total 134.35 million representing the earlier termination payment claim, which itself is made up of 69.36 million as earlier termination fee, 58.49 million for mobilization cost, 6.46 million as demolition cost, and 32.448 as prevention and maintenance cost. ADAKABRI hwesika wonga boaboa no a wode ahwe Ghana futim de betua
ma me ebret ya wape
sika ya yeba betue
ma me bret ya wape
termination fee
na yanko United Kingdom
demolition fee say yebubu adan yebubu adan na guno eno focus ni 6.4 million ADAKABRI
mami interview bi
kase mutwase abawu so bi kase na utwane kase mo ya se se liba bewu
mami interview mra
ADAKABRI
Dr. Frankie Sari
Donko aya sema ya Ghana fu yawo
Dr. Frankie Sari Donko United Kingdom na supposed comments of Bishop Edward Mills. Any reaction from Asante youth any unexplained can say closure beer akoso na sorry any captioner the new publisher they about without an associated story telling what has happened and Dr. Frankie Saridonko a journalist and osign a year mediator na osign a year local government evolution expert yan ne ntwe nkomo kakra Dr. Frankie Saridonko yemo ha
Yeah, I mean, ADAKABRI.
na ene yesi da bre COVID no was man muso ewo UK abra me ya hoboa se August yi me ba besra wo
Oh, Yamia do am says, Yen Ekoso, a mamma, and Tisenia, night last year, no, how I cry yet to was a Yahoo was a next month, no, ability all the bands in terms of a coffee about senior in they were as short before baby and young was in yet,
oh te me mama yen kan chem say you confine me for 10 days with them
if you be a constantly and one share ABA 19th July, 21st July, no, the whole of the UK nations mean I believe it bands
ade men twen kakrai na men hwe de beko waye what's in common a ye die efa supposed comments of Dr. Howard Mills any reaction of Ashanti youth any newspaper caption about without an associated story a dear na person can find
ADAKABRI you say you kind me people didn't kind I mean it's a bit here I don't have doubt in whatever story I'm telling now send you what start people and say headline sorry Bianca ya dia ya hospital cry say ya customer ya ho se bebre say ni say ya journalism no e gutwa say ekofo I don't have a show headline a story at Neko. I'm trying to say
in fact page editors mention page 6 and the page 6 has a story Howard Mills church closed and or the abba na the abba no or the signed a story a bibia the year can say Howard Mills they buy us 20 years ago no and or the abba
the story headline yeah TBA no say headline no yeah fafi story no but what me fan say then ya headline e kan no ya the correct bi ma to a story no wo Asia National Media me condemn sa action totally yeah me ko ade kana ma ma sense but you make up your say, BTA audio na echo round no. What should I be telling say? And near yet no. You also for you are missing near na. If you say, on one kasa maintain and one sem efa. The who president was signed. Generally, you on the choya na. If you are on no can be piano. Me a cry press release no. Ya madre say on one kasa and I was signing. If since I be a soldier lie on media 24/7 no. So for to say you were missed. And some a traffic win na say obey ignore media. Traditional media, social media, that's why you can't a big mistake and and the on-car bibiano. Kenya ya kind no story, yet see audio never run. Ya say voice near the voice. Press listen here on not story. I see about going and say, then the press say, or can no 20 years ago. 20 years ago, no also for or did this say, Sana Sofokasa? The 20 because it audio no. ebi o ma na ye akabidi. The 20 years ago no. How did say and no who say and ye ma 20 years ago na say no kai. Wakari. The American say asante hene so who were butria. Now who ni see a man mining of wood asante hene ya. That is the yeah tigano. Yeah she crowd. The American say there were a man hene for bebre wa Ghana. In person with the only be any better, but in the corner say there were a man here for bebre Ghana. Ah, ye wo ahemfo one say. Ah, something no. Ono so wo a man here for I say na say. It do say occupy a unique position. Enti no enye asante fonfon eye wo hene. Na asante here otumfo. Service nipa. To me criticizing. So na not for ade o you one year. It mean you say you to me young, you didn't act. Then you be open it that no. We can criticize. I cannot insult. Audio na be tie there na insult to. Individual do on Facebook say. So for you are me say you question not to press release na. And yet the right approach. Or carry be a tear something. On pen of one can Nonka or no one cause something. Something in visa. I don't see him just as a chief. I see him as an institution for the whole Ghana. Okay. But Oyenipa, what from no? I think that our big heart to forgive people who offend him. Now, the Americans say, Asantini one person, Asantini who are Obetumia say, Obetumia come Asantini. No. He is an institution. Asante ni betu na kama na. Nti ma asante ni bia so say obi ade asante na kemti no. E ko yesi kana ko yesi. No. Esa akwa na ugu otumfo de mase. Yanfa obu mo otumfo. Na ni America ni say osofo yi wo.
To me show.
No kwese.
Yeah.
I don't know sign release na. Ni pankan. If you say
okay, Doc, me and show if indeed that what Mills in a side press release now. In fact, press release, you know, 5 paragraphs. Nah, and let me read it in its entirety. Now, in the share the 3rd paragraph, no, if indeed that what Mills in a I say, I am deeply saddened that a message I shared at a conference nearly 20 years ago has been taken out of its context and circulated by persons who have previously declared that they will maliciously cause our churches in Kumasi to be closed down. I apologize unreservedly to His Majesty Otumfuo Osei Tutu II for any disrespect, insult, or harm caused him or his royal court. Please accept my profound apologies for the statements I made. Indeed, the accomplishments of Your Majesty Otumfuo Osei Tutu are evident and manifest for all to see. His Majesty Otumfuo Osei Tutu, who is also the Chancellor of ANUST and the supporter of education, has helped develop the infrastructure of 788 schools, built 40 complete 6-unit classroom blocks, and donated over 1 million desks. I deeply regret that my words spoken 20 years ago have offended this honorable institution, which has worked tirelessly for many years to make Ghana and the world a better place for all of us to live in. I wish to thank His Majesty Otumfuo Osei Tutu for his graciousness in this matter. Now, share 3rd paragraph. No, Obi a wo trust and kapaniche wo. The wa udin a shase dake with Mills. The one natural yampa or say, indeed, the accomplishments of Your Majesty Otumfuo Osei Tutu are evident and manifest for all to see. His Majesty Otumfuo Osei Tutu, who is also the Chancellor of the KNUST and the supporter of education, has helped develop the infrastructure of 788 schools, built 40 complete 6-unit classroom blocks, and donated over 1 million desks. Gratuano, language, does it reflect, say, obi a ɔtwerɛ so ɔda obi ase anaasɛ it could be third party reportage.
Oh, ɛna de ka sɛ wɔyi ɛba out na kyɛ na mengye nni sɛ ɔsɔfoɔ he was missed na sɔre ɔmu nni stabilization direction ɛna megye di si sɛ ɔwɔ nkurɔfo nso wɔ ne nkyɛn a ɔtumi etu ne fo ɔsɔfopani a mewɔ respect paa ma no nea ɛbaa yɛ sɛ ɛyɛ ne korɛ sɛ audio no yɛ ne dea sɛ ɛyɛ ne dea ɛnyɛ ne voice sɛ press release no ɛnyɛ ɔnɔ sign ne silence no creative program ma ɔno ɛne n'asɔre in this modern era 24/7 media no we don't ignore such things because say any cry he is inciting passions and only at one point yem perfect he be basa beba a few years because as I'm saying, the only control as I'm the four organ and I met me at the action but be a enim I am better than rubber but say a yen cry and I yen cry so long as I back out say meko 2-4 number kwaka is audio no me audio audio no media say ne buy a jam is so facha me and na oko papa chokwaya papa put no ho a ngini say asante media na sorry akwaya bibia eso so ye into no up to him come out to either deny the audio or accept. And so accept something a press release ne can ya American say ni approach no very very wrong. As I can occur for occupation in person. That we not be a press conference why and them say and no na me train say also for you miss it's so here no makwan na we enkofa and sensem bia mba na sorry ne asante fonten ye kai them see also for a friend saying okay military chief imam so obewu oshan comes obewu and omu say asem no eni ye yan no onu na call chief imam ho ma emma nkamofo aya adwebre o ọsọfọ osu bẹmpa ọkọṣẹ nǹkan sẹ chief man gbogbo náà nkamofo bufu yẹn no ọkọ chief imam ho physically person so nti no ọkọ yẹ aba television so media no nkamofo mmeranteɛ a wɔn bufu yi obiara ɛkɔtwo yi esi ya no sa audio no yɛ ɔsɔfoɔ yi wɔ miss ne sɛ ɔnkanwe there's list no say any dia ɔnkanwe yɛnim the importance of media and the harm the media can cause esi ya yɛwɔ social media yi bibi atrabo further than the social media atena ho abiri sa abiri there's an audio there's a press release and the press release is even worse that you said it 20 years ago and so what 20 years ago no how you suffer as someone I can't 20 years ago no is it right was it right then is it right today so these are the issues that people say men call adwene say what you want miss amra out near tibia announce onko to for ono no ko kaka say wi a no be press conference na why na emfa basa biema this can cause some rift and the end result might not be right for us as a country.
Young fancy as a doc, yeah, there was a pa. Right, Dr. Frankie Saridonko, Anna, what in the comments, no? Ugusuti Nit 100.9 FM. Back to the studios. Still on whether judgment debt is me. You're handling ye. Now we know who to blame. And when we blame them, not just criminal proceedings against Ubiana.
ADAKABRI. Oman ya yetimi. Fi ahokyere ayewom. Eseni agana man. Babunu ya hokyere yen. Yen akwansem. Yen susem. Yen apomuden sem hwese ne eko. Na yekutumi kotua judgment debt. Termination of contract keke. What terminating contract ne keke no? 69.36 million.
Anyhow, no.
Yes, Adakabre situation Ghana mebuni yewumi. Do we allow ourselves to be milked in this manner? Adakabre, do we allow ourselves to be milked in this manner?
Now, so swan kwanko. Excessive. Your friend is saying.
Adakabre. Demolition cost 58.49 demolition cost million US dollars. Adakabre. Mobilization cost 6.46 million US dollars. Adakabe chomaya yetim. The tribunal also awarded 614,353.86 against Ghana. Cost of tribunal. Just say tribunal na ye ko try ho kakekene for mutie bi. Adakabe omaya yetim ne ho kire. Abandada office no. Ye born subo bebre. Awo sa andamon we ho. Inti eden pa na asesa Adakabre. Ni esia besi nyina na yobi ne sign contract no. Aban dada no ne sign contract no. Ana aban foforo bai. Adakabre, I have always been against a year. Ye finish den. Sa judgment debt because Adakabre hwe ahun chira Ghana fu ye wum. Bi tumi ko tua se sika no. Adakabre, under the British law, the government had 28, Ghana government, near 28 days in challenging the tribunal's decision. However, we went to sleep only to appear in the court 3 days to expiring date, deadline, 3 days. Adakabe, you were my hutimani. You were my hutiman. Look at the amount we are going to pay. Adakabe, you see, the government that we claim said now, oh, you're incompetent. I am Mahama Bino. I just say NDC abaye twemu aye friend incompetent no. Oyi sika 273 million US dollars. Adakabre to expand the bomb project, bomb intake in aye no mo bomb no. 273 million US dollars. Or the expand this bomb intake no in aye be num Adakabre. I na me or the expanded by 40 million gallons per day. Such you or the expanding bush your boy energy or the expanding yen no by 40 million gallons per day. I na me no kasi sasika ya abandi ye no adenta Madina where ye baby asakati today we are enjoying 24-hour water and because of abandada ne twemu no. Or the judgment debtor inka how will this community get water to drink? Madina denta kwabenya Ashoreman, North East and West Legon. Ashalebotre had to boy asofa domi. Today they are all drinking water because of Sikana. One friend to your judgment debt now. Or the you see, MPP have nothing better for this country. It is Ghana for Mumayan 2
nothing better for
they
this country.
They don't have anything better for this country. I mean, Bonnie or Mubuno Adakabre. Say yes, because judgment debt. And ya dibia. So that equalization say BIBC in Rano, it is very, very unfortunate statement from you people, right? As a political party, ABC in right here, more times 3. How much was Woyumi? 51 million.
Man opportunity.
I think say, me na me represent the MPP. Now the government ewa. Man kabi biya say a BAC no anti the way no okay. Man kafi. But the most important thing is say my yemma Ghanaians NTS the judgment debt there were 2 types. There were type ye cookie or type ye nua e dan mu e de ma obi ye de money pa no wi a na ya kwacheche edi ya hu bi e wo isotophone ya hu bi e wo woyomi ya hu bi e wo bebre ena ye wo another one na eno a genuine judgment debtor ye word against government ye wo no so hwe de bia ye kase NDC na omamba say ombabua Ghana kofo bi antiase muka say oh politics na ye enye politics I'm saying say Ghana hano nipa between MPP and NDC nipa obetimi hold the public exchequer the integrity of it between the two MPP is far better than the NDC. Sure, because I almost said that a creative doom so at that time. Yes, you almost said that creative doom so, and no another honor. Because now you say generation, we had the capacity to generate. The peak demand. They say here, you know. Now your machines no ebeti me a generate. But almost said that, and almost create a situation where almost say there was no way ebeti me a generate electricity. Just a yema another yema more capacity, and in that capacity, no. They ended up giving us what we call excess. But in Kofobi or Kofobi nim say excess capacity na ekano. And they say, oh, abroso keke o. Tika na omode to so no. Say, to say wa rent car eba fie. Na petrol asa. Petrol car no petrol asa. Instead of say we be kwa to petrol. Na we san use car no bi no. Na wa jai car no, rented car no eto fie. Esi fie ho a. Now I san current another car because pay more generation, pay more capacity. Now your friend no car power amere GCP ninuama. But yeah, you see, o rent one car ebe fia. One car no betima serve all the purpose. Because the more I would car would rent more ebe si no, the more I will be tresika. Because whether or not you use the car, you are going to pay. And on the effort, take or pay. No? It's NDC4 decided to say, company way, which now happen to be Omwa Kasa company. The NDC Omu Attorney General, Deputy Attorney General, Mr. Dominic Ayini, the company address, Ayini Associate address na Okitano. That address no na omudi register sa company no,
which is a lie.
Yeah, in your lie.
Which is a
on
lie.
One kasa on
Today as we speak,
the
current attorney general is using his email address. The current attorney general is using his email address.
What are you talking about?
He's using his email address.
What is the meaning of that?
He's using his own personal email address.
Find out.
And so Sakasalia, my yentie o build up no.
I'm saying the NDC for Deputy Attorney General Dominic Ayini, the company I'm uni and as associate, the company address ewo is legon no, and no and a GCPC, a GCGP no, AUC as omo company address. Yabisa no wanti mi ankasa nya no kure. The defense no say the company address, but ne partner in a register. The partner also lawyer Basil. It is from day one. What you mean say it was cooked. This is a cooked deal. NDC for a cookie, and therefore there are certain clauses in the contractor. And make it sense. Anybody that want to hold the public exchequer well, without shortchanging the people, no, would not put those clauses in there. And the company, no, for 4 good years, we're going to be paying $24.9 million. These are, and you say, omu generating electricity, mayo. A company, no, daho, and ya jumabiano. We were supposed to be paying $24.9 million every year for 4 good years. And it would have amounted to $115.4 million from 48 million. I'm saying $150 million. $115.48 million. And this is a sika that within the 4 years, no, Ghana government ebetua. Yet sua, and you say omu generating electricity mayo, there be excess capacity keke because your capacity ye generate electricity that. Enti NDC for any omu address omu the register company no. The company be able to daimu eka say That company we every year be a 24 million. And a year by no, you say, oh, that company we cry no. You take decision say excess capacity charges now. E work from hand. It does do. The Ghana government no you share about $1 billion every year. $1 billion when you Ghana cedis. $1 billion we no. E beti me see a whole town, a whole city cry beti me see. $1 billion nye sika kitwa. About 6 billion Ghana cedis. Udi shia Mr. Nasa on timisha. He cannot carry it for 5 years. On me and carry even with wheelbarrow. And that is the money in this for Ekache say that is the amount I ever to a massa company way. It's here by no end say that be we Ghana government cannot afford to pay in excess capacity of $1 billion at the company. See, we are going to review and even terminate some of the PPA agreements. And that was the reason why Shemunu and you say company way no. Number one, yes, say because they were supposed to say generate what electricity, mostly electricity solution, and they were going to bring the equipment new from Italy. And the policy necessarily say we are not going to embark on second-hand equipment. Meanwhile, Omobano, they came out with used equipment. Equipment that you use it, baby, and omode ba, say omode ba jumano. A jumano so omobeyano. Energy Commission are more permission because the Energy Commission had to give them license. Energy Commission aren't more license no. And then also, baby, I must say almost cite that company no. Yamo even the land. So what I say, the siting and construction permit so pong kantamaso yamo. The failure to obtain a license yamo and a come to the conclusion say one, there was illegality for want of capacity to entertain them because now they don't have the capacity because omanye licenses. Then failure to obtain siting and construction permit, installation and use plant contrary to policy, and failure to fulfill the CP and conditions subsequent. It's almost in all these things. And you know, say Ghana government was supposed to exempt all the equipment at Omodeba. Tax biya Omodeba biano is supposed to be tax exempt. Yen taxi she and Ghana government so and a pet site no. And you know another thing, that's the icing on the cake, was that Nebuo, the tariffs charge now was the highest in West Africa. Is the highest. The omuye we nyina wie na omo charge electricity now omo generate no. They are going to charge very high exorbitantly. Inti the Attorney General etnasi and omo form a committee. And the committee came out with a report. HSA, same way dear. Yentimi, Ghana government no yentimi, and therefore the best thing to save Ghana no is a yentimity contract. And in terminating the contract, we were supposed to pay $18 million. It is a $18 million at least. Because sometimes in law, no, you can decide deliberately abrogate a contract. Because the repercussion of not breaking the contract would have been huge than when you break it. And we decided, say you pay 24 million every year. Why not just break it and pay 18 million? That was the negotiation. That was the committee report. And based on the committee report, and Attorney General, I decided to say, okay, this is what we have to do. And it was announced to them, say, dear government, and these people still went ahead and started doing Omujuma without recourse to what was announced to them. And now they decided to say, they will go for arbitration. Omo could do arbitration, no, and omo do omo case at all. And then there was an award against government of Ghana. But because of the corona issues now, no company now, the legal way now, they go no, me. And by the time ye legal team say file away no. Now, see, time has elapsed. But the point of the matter, no say, once the arbitration award, no, the award, no, you just don't appeal it for the sake of it. You appeal it based on certain conditions. ABR, there was no jurisdiction. And we cannot also say there was no jurisdiction. There was. ABR, there are certain things BR. Because the appeal, the award way now, award against us, it is not subject to appeal unless those under circumstances of there was no fair hearing.
Issues of corruption, say 3 limited areas.
Very good. Then issues of corruption is no. But I'm saying, say, Ushe sa judgment debt way no. It is not a dear. Obibe Timaka say, oh, government and a shadana award judgment against Ghana. The genesis, the beginning, the nipana or generate or start adiano, and that is the NDC government, you know. Omo and a side because look, say young Oma award idea way against Ghana cry. But we're still going to pay 150 million. For this company, but when we talk, and the worst of all, actually say with the evidence, actually say the NDC government, you know, now name this company and almost shut up because that was the reason why bisa komna donko about idea we no see that be me lawyer mun ko bisa omo amuchura idea no because omo amuchura idea no omo company. And he said it with anger. It's just like when Okujato Ablako said, say, NDC, Omo created 1.6 million jobs. Eko bisa ET Mensa because that time ET Mensa Minister of Works and Manpower and Mr. Mensa say with Abufuo or say Monko bisa nipa na okasa ade no. It's the same way Kobna don koeka. Say nipa na o sheda akotena baby atro that agreement we are emboa Ghana no muko bisa omo because omo ni na attorney general fo no Dominic ayini mu no yeko hwe so a ayini mu address in a sa company we equita inti enne why would NDC? It's so shameful. Say the NDC can even have mouth to come and sit here and talk. Because among Ghanaians, muye sa wayo mi I sort of phone a piece in this annual manu. I thought say that would have been the end. No, we say they will hide behind Dumso to create another great loot and share. See, because now they are saying, say, we should have fought the case to the end, so that there's no way we could have terminated this agreement without incurring any liability. There's no way. There's no way. But between the two, which one is best for the interest of Ghana? Yeah, no, now Attorney General believe he say, yen terminating and Attorney General any committee, no see. Yen terminating and 18 million. At least can no crab boy. But the microphone na omo decided say omo dey call arbitration. And no tina sa way no. But it doesn't mean say the 170 million no. And no na ebe call. It is now time for us to sit down with them to negotiate. Just like way omo said way omo no. They awarded against Ghana 100 million Ghana cedis. And NDC the same loot share no. And no to continue say no reducing about 151. The same thing. It doesn't mean say 170 million. No, that is what the amount we are going to pay. At least Ghana government will have to sit down with them and negotiate so that it will come to an amount. But in all this, may blame the NDC, the Great Loot and Share for young investigating the Attorney General, current Attorney General Godfrey Dome. I can say or be investigated, even if it is possible, say CID form Bermukrano, we will let the CID investigate this whole matter so that in this for now, almost shadow years loot, great loot and share, no, we will bring them to book.
Judge.
Adakabre, what they tear for Mutimi. Young funny say NDC are buying a buying, where you may see 51 million Ghana cedis or dollars. 51 million Ghana cedis. Magana fu ye jina so ka se yentu aba entia NDC anunti. Tuti MPP ni na se mo kan na. Opa kire se woyo mesika no 51 million Ghana cedis. Na se ne ya ba be boka Ghana ba be boka. Under these circumstances a Ghana fu you find yourself. Adakabre. That time na ye tua woyo mesika no. Na we were not under pandemic. Intinka baya ufi se wo mu wotima edema Ghana fo no nka situation a Ghana fo ye wom sisi ano nka wo na utua judgment debt ukura mu na nka wudi mu die America etu anamon papa ebe protect yen amamba no because situation a Ghana fo ye wom na Adakabre Ghana fo bre Ghana fo ye hu no na ye pagya se sika hwe niam amebobɔ bobɔ so yi na ye pagya se sika no de akwakɔ chew bia ma ɔne na abusua akwakɔ di ne free Adakabra sama minu asali akai no hwe. The major highlights of the tribunal's decision include the fact that the Ahinkra committee, which recommended the termination of the contract, did not have sufficient ground in coming to the conclusion that the company was entitled to only $18 million. This is the report coming from the committee. Akra, inti se ubetrana se ukika sansebna na ese nya utu yeah in futuro egu amanfo ani. The tribunal and the tribunal in dismissing Ghana's case delved into the basis for terminating the contract, stating that the evidence before it indicated that the company did have not just a company who was building permit for the Blue Ocean site issued by MANSO District Assembly on August 15th, 2017. It is a claim na mu claim say na company no this site nye ready and na ontua site ka no nye ni nyina no na true bi na mu digana fo akwa nti se wo betra na se wo kasa asem na more mind nkonanim saka situation that we find ourselves, do we have to continue paying judgment debt? What did Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo told us? Then asem na Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo ka kire Ghana man anse na yeto abaman nti den pa nia dia aban yi ba he wetumi ababaye no soronko e wo ne na aban dada ne yem. These are the major questions Ghanaians are asking. Get us sending proye and Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo ka say me also den brofo no mo kan den I am incorruptible. Mo ka brofo akese e ma Ghana fu je mutu mu. Ene are we expecting judgment debt to the two? Nano ye ko bobusia ye the young mineral ye natural resource. Aye bauxite to say dey e kwa ko bobusia he 500 and something million dollars. Now ye tumi nye sika kwa ko tua $170 million just for terminating of a contract. I mean we reporting part say niamu ken nyina no enim bu court e ko tena court ka tell yesi aka ye say o say court no man 28 days no e ka 3 days ansa na attorney general no otu hu anamom Adakabre we yedi buman e ma ne ye eye oman say eboman.
Yes,
so what you say
the fact of say attorney general 3 days ahead ansa na oso asem no e che say wanye na adwuma na
why na adwuma even when they cry no ahead cry no so put in defense why na adwuma you see sometimes who change this for now almost I take 3 days this annual.
It is true.
I don't get
that is
I don't get the point. I don't get the point that they are trying to make. But you see, government, Mami read the government case. Government rejected the main theme of GPC case. Government justified its termination by stating also, surely it is not being suggested by the I'm coming. Okay, but you see, the whole point, I say, points are company no make it in their case at the tribunal. A lot of it was outside even the contract. Because say unim contract pa now will vary if you vary a single thing within a contract. Because at the time, because there are time bounds. And some of the times now, say companies like 80 million role, performing certain functions. Those times had elapsed. And then we hinge on those things. And I can say the contract had not come to fruition. Because at even condition precedent and subsequent, the company violated any. It's a government based on some of these things, and the government ever out. Because look, there was another case, a Pong site now, they went for a different site. Government say, site as now it was outside the contract period. So contract not there. Government believes say there was no even contract in the first place. It's why would you see, and more so, I don't even get NDC or more argument. More argument in the end. There, the contractor more sign any GP, no. Was it a good contract or a bad contract? Mon catch there. Say mo betina ho han ahwe. Say a company Ghana. No wonder it has been proven say sa company no ya mo company mo ne John Dramani mama ne Dominic ayini mo company
There was no
mo
basis.
mo company
There was no basis.
mo company eni nti na mo chichiri yesa assign sa bad contract no until sign a bad contract no, there's no way say you see we were entangled, we were in a situation now. You were found between the deep blue sea and then the devil. Whether to terminate this contract and face the consequence, or to go with the contract and pay high exorbitant tariffs. A contractor in the first place requires excess capacity. Excess capacity here, no. And just say, ebia capacity no bro. So if obia per se, over capacity, capacity no bro. So, but where you have the capacity, utiesika more than even the generating electricity no cry. It doesn't make sense. Last I was talking with one doctor. I say, at the time of Kwame Nkrumah, a friend saying, Akosombo, now it was excess. Akosombo never give us exorbitant excess cost. But in this NDC, excess capacity charges are only PPA for almost sign. All of them had financial implications yentimi as Ghanaians afford it. And at the time office, you are going out of office. You were still signing with reckless abandon some of these PPAs. And it has been found out that say those PPAs mudia, you don't even have the capacity to install it. You just sign the contract and catch here and say that contract will start generating money for the company.
Your final comment
to the detriment of Ghana.
Final comment.
My final comment is say this government of Nadu Danko Akufo-Addo has always held the Ghanaian people high, and especially the way I share Yesikasemu. Ebia, Obibeke say, and why did we incur judgment debt? These are not one of those frivolous judgment debts NBC for embarking on. In him, you can't almost say equalization. Yeah, equalization. Because we want to put it in its proper perspective. Say, I'm a obiang diakano. Say, this particular judgment debt, awarded against us at the court of arbitration was as a result of the fact, say, ankasa. I come to the conclusion, say, that idea we no yentimin tuya. Omu NDC company now omode bano. GC GP no. NDC company. Judgment debt na ya award against Ghana no. Sa company no NDC company.
know NDC company ne team call UK.
Yes.
Okay.
NDC company because address na company company no dear no. Your tracy address no. Your tracy address no. Echo who say NDC for fee and address no free.
Right.
When these same people are talking, why would anybody even listen to them in the first place?
Right, George, you final comment.
You can say you tracy address. A MPP buy. And you to me tracy address. Echo IFC. Hairdressing saloon. UK. I watch what they. Did
that lose? Did we lose money out of that?
Hairdressing saloon.
Did we lose money?
And now yeti ADAKABRI. MPP are buying the bibia share. COVID-19. Bibia kosu bia share judgment date. Would the share COVID-19? Would the report they buy that COVID-19? Would the bibia kwa share COVID-19? ADAKABRI. Asema court no kan no. Enya adia ebuo man. What I say bibia mu dia kwa COVID-19. ADAKABRI before COVID-19. Now no meka wa ha say amama ya na wogina won nan so no COVID-19 bae no. Wochiae. Ena amama na achia te say Ghana no COVID-19 e bae na ebui. Enti de ka kire president say he should fix it because ebu. Akra before COVID-19 we recorded COVID-19 first case. Say 12 March 2020. Before 12 March now, you recorded first COVID case. Not Ghana, Achia. Not Ghana Nkoyi. It is somebody who said COVID. You see, Ghana for they say we have seen it. For example, growth in the mining sector, which had reached 30% by the fourth quarter of 2017, and declined sharply to 12% in the fourth quarter 2019. Okay, so look at COVID-19. I'm a Ghana gua.
Shame on you.
NDC for shame on you. COVID-19 I should be biama. Judgment debt $170 million. What's the COVID-19? Now, judgment who read the excuse now? How much you say COVID-19 and the young election now you call you know. Now only also in Kofubia, we appointed one from the Attorney General office. Say one call Uncle D and him was I say women. Omunya COVID-19. What kind of country are we living in? People say Omunya COVID-19, so they couldn't go to defend the country. How? People who are being paid with taxpayers' money. Tuyamuka. So what you say? Iti ADAKABRI, we are in big trouble.
It's a company near wine there.
So what you say? We are in a very big trouble.
No, it's company near wine there.
Yeshe. Na ye Ghana Eden. Because who kind report buy any adina. Excuses are almost the mass and anything that you you should take the country serious a little.
Right. President Farmer George Nash of the NDC on a Casa say na earlier on Susuno as a Dano Koma a year Sakasalia of the MPP. Women teach Medina Yadi Bremo. And you may dear me do one chair from me. ADAKABRI Mahmudu Usiuma. Na Panyuko Judamia do na dimisi abontene. Majero Saj my boni chidom. Na technical production no abrefrima and so ahweman. But say dear, eye efie ne yebeko. Efie no so aye krono. Eye Olakoku Michael and no diebeko. No diebeko fie jo. Tigusunet need 100.9 FM.
Needs FM.